Yeah? And it says 648. It says either 648 or it says 2060. Okay? That's what it says. And what it says is, what you need to read, your goal with this charge is always 1M. Yeah, that's how that's how these charts are made. Okay, you have to remember that. Our goal is 1M on those charts. Okay, so this is your distance vision, and in reality, that is then which one? The same. Should be the same.
This is 10 over
20 over 160 is 10 over 80. Okay. Anyway, never mind. Okay. What they do is, oh, life is so easy. You just look at the chart and you invert is 8 or 160 divided by 20 is 8. So you need 8 diopters. That's how this 8 diopters came to be. That's why this 8 diopters is printed there, right? It's printed here. That's the official. Okay? And it says it needed as an add over the distance. Kestenbaum must have been somebody who mainly worked with adults and elderly, I believe. First comment. Near vision of children with low vision is often considerably better than the distance vision because of their accommodation. Yeah? If I measure an adult, he has 20/160, it is very likely that I find this. Yeah? It is equivalent for those who have very little accommodation left. But for children, having a distance vision of 648, they might have 2M instead of 3.2M at 47, or at the closer distance. They have an accommodation ability. Never mind. This is how the formula works, but you don't actually need that theory, because it's actually printed here, just to explain to your interns where it comes from. Okay, very nice, but based on adults. In low vision, because it's a chart for 30 centimeters, this 8 diopters, and certainly for children, or quite often for adults too, is just your minimum. It's your minimum. So just turn it off, it's nobody's Jim. So, because the chart relates to 40 centimeters, which none of our low vision patients has, these 8 diopters treat it as an absolute minimum. Yeah, and don't calculate, and just say, okay, they can only do things at 10 centimeters. This is made for 40 centimeters, so that 8 diopters, maybe I'll even start with 12 as a minimum, because I have 4 times closer distance in my brain. But it's an absolute minimum you can start with, and don't calculate. But this is where it comes from. For adults, this 8 diopter, if they really read at 40 centimeters, might be quite accurate. It might be the thing you need. But for children, there's a lot of other things that are important. And they can work at a much closer distance. Yeah, adults cannot. This is really based on people with 2.5 diopters and that's it. Yeah, well, the children, we have a lot closer distance to play with. Okay. Okay, different way, which we did this morning. Near vision, 4M at 20 centimeters. We determine our goal. 4 times magnification needed. Okay, at 20 centimeters we need 5 diopters. So our equivalent power 4 times 5 is a 20 diopter system. And system I mean, it might be 16 diopters optical, we are talking children, it might be better illumination, a little bit closer working distance, and we have created this. Yeah? But when I prescribe, this is my child, and I think, oh, 20 diopters, where do I start? Where do I start? With what diopters would I start? I have dutifully done my calculation. I have 20 diopters. Where do I start? What do I try out first? Do I start with my 20 diopters?
It's difficult for the just child because the child is with 20 colors. So lower that. I think you should start around plus 12 or 15.
Yeah, 12 or 15. This is the first time people have to look through a lens that makes things look bigger. It needs time to get used to them. Don't start with 20. Start lower, and sometimes, especially with children, you might find that lower with a good lighting or a good is actually enough. It's a system. It's this optical, non-optical, and children, please remember, have this great ability to go closer. You can use it. Just don't let them use their maximum. So don't start with 20, unless most of the time it's a 52-year-old with no accommodation. This is pretty accurate. Yeah? But for children, please start lower, so they also have to get used to it. Don't do that. Okay, so that's a different way of calculating.
But if this is a child that already knows how, then we can start with 20, just see if it will improve.
Yes, but then also listen specifically to the reading speed. Here, go means this includes the acuity reserve. Huh? From now on, your call has to include a 2-line acuity reserve. Smaller. Yeah. Okay. But yes, you can start with 20 then. If they're already used to it, you then also know what they already have. Maybe they're working with 16 diopters and the text in their school book is getting smaller, so immediately try the 20. You don't want to waste your time either. Yeah?
Also,
sorry, with the magnification you're giving, the working distance should be minimum of 5 cm should be good enough, is it?
Well, this has a 5 cm. That's a maximum distance. If you have a 20 diopter device, the maximum working distance is 5 centimeters. 6 centimeters in the picture is blurred or inverted if you have a high magnifier. Most people will use it at around 4 centimeters. So it doesn't actually give you the exact 4 times magnification, but a little bit less, because at 5 centimeters it is just sharp. And most people, if this is a hand magnifier or if it's glasses, will hold it at around 4 centimeters. At 6 centimeters it's blurred. At 4 it's not blurred. It just gives you a little bit less small image. We should let her try some magnifiers, then she can see that.
I think I should. But
you should try.
5 cm we're talking about is from the eye to...
No, it's from the lens
to the reading.
Lens to the text. But if it's a hand magnifier, the eye might be here, and this might be another 4 centimeters, meaning we have a total of 9 centimeters. But this is the distance from the lens to the text.
You should maintain it, the distance she's talking about, for clear view.
This is the field of view. If I go closer, I can see more letters. If my eye is here, then I might only see this. But if my eye is here, I might see this in one go. You have to try it and you never forget. If you do it yourself, you say, oh yes, of course, if I go closer, I can see more through my magnifier.
Same magnification, different field.
Yeah, but better field of view. The best way to learn this is to use
Try,
them.
yeah.
Try it. Different flowers, closer, further, and you'll never forget it. Okay?
Ganun. Pero, try mo lang para mas
Ang bolting ko tinanong.
ganun din sa mga classes na pag mas malayo, mas malayo.
Yung mga bata, parang very too close. Ano yun?
Okay?
The higher the
Hindi
power.
nila kailangan yung field of view. Gusto na makita nyo eh. There's tama pag masasaya.
Malaki yung
Okay.
English.